Hi, everybody. So it looks like I am live. I am going to go on Instagram Live in just a second, so bear with me. But I am really excited that everybody is here today. I am so excited about this topic. I've been researching it all week. This is something that I've actually researched for a while, and it's in light of National Alcohol Awareness Month. I wanted to do this also because drinking tends to be a problem in college athletes in particular and can really have an effect on your athletic performance. So I'm really glad that I am here, that you are joining me today, and that I'm able to discuss this with you. So I'm going live right now. So all of you who are also in Instagram, bear with me. I'm getting on there right now. Okay. Add title. Okay, I'm going to be going live in 5, 4. Sorry, my hair is crazy today. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, great. Excellent. All right. Hi, everybody. All right. So I'm sorry if I'm trying to look between two screens, but everybody on Instagram, as I was just saying, on Facebook, I am here to talk about alcohol, health, and athletic performance. It is in light of National Alcohol Awareness Month, and I thought that this was particularly beneficial because college athletes, I'd say a rite of passage is kind of the social aspect of college. And me being a college athlete, now 13 years ago now, completely understand that. But also, it's not just in college, but in general. And then also, it does seem to be an issue in society today. So I really wanted to talk about that. All right, I think everybody is here. Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for joining. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. So, why is it that I have such a passion about this? Well, I was sick for a very long time. I spent about half of my 20s in bed, and yes, I was an athlete, and oh, how am I supposed to say this? I was a diver, and it's apparent that they used to call swimmers, we were fish in the water and out of the water. So, but I could really see how what I was doing in my social life in college was affecting not only my health, but it was also affecting my athletic performance. I can see that even now as my body is a little bit more sensitive, but I am very healthy, that the amount of alcohol that I do take in does seem to affect me. So, with that said, what I want to go into is just what exactly does alcohol do to your body, and why is it probably beneficial just to tone down on it a little bit? Well, first of all, alcohol depletes the body of very crucial nutrients such as B vitamins. Now, there are several different B vitamins, particularly that are depleted. Actually, all of them are depleted if you're drinking too much alcohol. Ones that are really important are B12, B6, and folate. So those are responsible for methylation in the body. That helps with regeneration of DNA, so that turns into proteins. It's helpful for your brain health, and it's also helpful for liver detoxification. So if those are decreased in any sort of way, then you could have brain fog. There could be brain damage. There could be damage to your liver, and you're not detoxifying things properly. Another thing that is going to be depleted is iron, and that's really important for energy. Actually, going back to energy, vitamins B1, 2, and 3 are essential for cellular energy production, and those are normally depleted. Actually, B1 is the one main B vitamin that gets depleted with alcohol consumption. So therefore, you're not going to have enough energy to be able to perform as well as you want to. You're not going to have the energy for your body to be even processing things properly. So it's really important that you don't try to go overboard when it does come to the alcohol. Other vital nutrients that are depleted are vitamin C and zinc, which are really important for immunity. And actually, zinc is very important for protein digestion as well as for the production of hydrochloric acid, so that you can actually digest things properly. If you're not digesting things properly, then you are not going to be even getting the vitamins and minerals to begin with. So you're starting to see a cycle. Now, one of the things that's important that your body is functioning properly, functioning in your body properly, is your liver. Your liver is the one that detoxes all of the alcohol that goes through your body, particularly aldehyde dehydrogenase is the one important enzyme in your liver that helps it detoxify, or that helps with the metabolism out of alcohol. In general, your liver just detoxifies, gets things out, and makes it more water soluble. Now, what happens over time is if you're ingesting alcohol chronically and over long periods of time in large amounts, there is a thing called fatty liver disease. And basically, what it is, it's a fatty coating around the liver. So, if you think about it, toxins are trying to get out of the liver. If there is a fatty coating around the liver, it's not going to be detoxifying toxins properly. And there can be a huge buildup of things in your body, creating potential low-grade inflammation. So we do not want that. Another big thing is alcohol is very dehydrating. One of the things that it does is it actually inhibits the production of this hormone called antidiuretic hormone. If you know what a diuretic is, a diuretic helps water to get out of you, so it helps the liquids to get out of you. If that is impaired in any sort of way, so antidiuretic hormone basically impairs you from having to go to the bathroom all the time. So it's keeping the liquid in. If that is not produced, then even if you're drinking water, when you're drinking a lot of alcohol, you're still going to be dehydrating your body because you're losing water faster than you're actually bringing in water. And from that can dehydrate your muscles. And say you have a competition the next day, it is going to be very, very hard for you to recover. And another hormone that does get increased when you do drink alcohol is aldosterone. Now, aldosterone goes up when you need salt in your body, so it helps you to retain salt. But because of that and the dehydration in your body, it's actually telling your organs and your cells that it needs to retain that fluid. So probably, has anybody had that bloatiness and just that sluggishness afterwards? That's a really big factor in that. Another big thing is impaired sleep. Probably everybody has been talking about this recently, is sleep is important and crucial for so many aspects of our health, especially cardiovascular health and for athletic performance and muscle recovery. So basically what happens is if you're drinking alcohol, yes, it does help you to initially fall asleep, but you don't get into that REM sleep. And that REM sleep, rapid eye movement, it happens about 90 minutes after you fall asleep. And during that time, it's really crucial for tissue repair and muscle recovery. So if you're not able to be sleeping properly and getting into that REM sleep, you're not going to be recovering properly. So big deal. Sleep, if you're not sleeping properly, you're not going to be recovering properly. If you're dehydrated, you're not even going to be recovering properly. So all those things play a factor. Now, what can you do nutritionally to be able to counteract some of the effects of the alcohol, whether it could have been a problem in your past or whether it could be a social thing? Now, it does recommend that women limit their alcohol consumption to about like 1 alcoholic drink per day, and then men to 2 alcoholic drinks per day. They do say in moderation it could be okay, but personally, what I've seen is a lot of athletes actually cease from consuming alcohol altogether when they're trying to train for something. Actually, an athlete that comes to mind is Tom Brady. Tom Brady does not drink alcohol, and he eats mostly a plant-based diet. So that's really important, especially if you really want to do well and if you want to be recovering properly, because that's going to be the difference. It could be a millisecond, it could be a minute, it could be 5 minutes. It could really inhibit you from getting to the goals that you want to get, not only actively, but in that competition that you have been training so hard for. So what are some of the things that I recommend? Increasing liver supportive foods. So that's what I was saying before, is that liver detoxification is crucial, especially since the liver detoxifies alcohol from your system. So some of the foods that I really like, moringa is one of my favorites. I believe it's a cruciferous vegetable. It's kind of a bitter sort of herb, bitter sort of green. I get it in a powder, and it's is phenomenal for your liver. Actually, I have written a blog post about it. It is on my website, and it actually helps to repair the liver cells after they've been damaged. That's a great one to add in, and it's super great during a detox. It just flushes things right out of there. Another thing that I really like is beets. I could talk your ear off about beets because I absolutely love them. Beets are really important for stimulating the production of nitric oxide, which actually helps with blood flow in the body, and it helps with lymph drainage too. So lymph carries all those toxins, that dead bacteria, and then it brings all that stuff into the liver to be detoxified. So if that's not flowing properly, then the toxins aren't even reaching the liver in a um, well, they're not really reaching the liver in the amount that they should be reaching the liver, and that could potentially create some sort of a toxic overload. Also, beets are very high in the amino acid glutamine, and glutamine is one of the amino acids that is part of glutathione, the body's natural antioxidant. So that's really important that you do have that. And there's a glutathione pathway in the liver, which is responsible for detoxing hormones, detoxing several things. So get those beets in there. And think about it. Beets are super bright and they're red. When I see them, I think about, oh, my liver, my red liver is getting brighter. Maybe it's visualization that helps too. But love the beets. You can definitely add those in. I actually have a beetroot powder. Make sure that it's organic. And you can add that to smoothies. You can add that to yogurts. I add that in my post-workout smoothie all the time. So if you think about it, beets, as I had mentioned previously, that it helps with blood flow. And the better blood flow that you have, the more nutrients that you have being delivered to the muscles for recovery. So beets are a big one. Also, with that is cruciferous vegetables. Now, cruciferous vegetables have sulfur compounds that actually help your body to detoxify things even better through the sulfation pathway, and that actually detoxifies medications as well. Then they also contain, I believe they contain glutamine, especially the cabbage contains glutamine, which is, again, really good for production of the body's natural antioxidant, but glutamine is really important for your gut, and also keeping your gut lining intact, because if that gets out of whack, then proteins could escape your intestinal lining and then create reactions, which we don't want that when there's alcoholic athletic performance which is involved. Another good one would be a whole food liver detox, which I am doing right now, the 21-day whole food detox. So it's important that any detox has complex carbohydrates, as that helps to push liver detoxification. Proteins. So if you think about it, proteins are made of little subunits called amino acids, and there's particular amino acids that are responsible for helping to push out things in your body, specifically cysteine is a big one, and methionine. So you need those and a proper amount. You also need your healthy fats in there. And then also you need your fruits and your vegetables, very, very high in antioxidants. That's going to keep the inflammation down, and any sort of omega-3 fatty acids. So you can actually use whole foods to just help to repair the body. Personally, I'm actually taking an extra whole food. I don't want to say it's a supplement, but I have a very colorful diet, and I'm taking an extra, an extra powder. It's known as Juice Plus, and it's basically fruits and veggies in capsules, and I feel great afterwards. And I have found that if there is a night that I've had, a couple drinks more than I'd like to. I take a little extra of that and I feel a lot better in the morning. But I've also have felt that it's been really good for my athletic performance too. So coupling very high quality fruits and vegetables, high quality proteins such as grass-fed meats that's very high in omega-3s, wild caught fish, pasture-raised eggs are very good. And eggs are an excellent component of a detox because of the sulfur compounds that they do contain. Another important food that you do want to add to your diet to help with your liver and to repair it a little bit are gut healthy foods. Now, one of the things that alcohol does is it actually kills beneficial bacteria. The beneficial bacteria that live in your gut are responsible for about 80% of your immune system, as well as digestion and assimilation of nutrients. And they also produce compounds that help to keep your intestinal lining intact, and they produce B vitamins. So, ladies, we all know this. Biotin is good for our hair, skin, and nails. There is a bacteria in our gut that is responsible for producing that biotin. So, if there's any sort of imbalance of gut bacteria, then you're not going to be producing these things, and your immune system is going to probably not be as good as it could be, which is super important that you keep your immune system functioning properly, especially if you're an endurance athlete or a hardcore elite athlete, because you're already putting an extra stress on your body, and your immunity is actually going down after certain amounts of training. So it's important to keep that super healthy and functioning properly. So the foods that I really like, you need both prebiotics and probiotics. So probiotics are those beneficial gut bacteria that are in your gut. So it helps to replenish that good gut bacteria, and it helps with if there's any sort of imbalance of the good to harmful bacteria, it helps to balance it out. So that's yogurts, it's kimchi. I really love kombucha, tofu, tempeh. With the tofu and the tempeh, you do want to make sure that it is organic because a lot of soy is GMO in this country. Now, another thing that is really important are prebiotic fibers. Now, these prebiotic fibers actually help to feed the beneficial bacteria. So you usually have them in tandem. These prebiotic fibers, they are in oats, bananas, Jerusalem artichokes, apples, onions, and garlic, and any sort of soluble fiber. Oh, this is my favorite one, chocolate. Yes, chocolate has the soluble fiber to be able to feed those little guys. So, and also chocolate has several antioxidants in it that help with mood and can help to decrease any sort of inflammation in your body. So coupling those together, so say you could have a little, I like to make overnight oats with a little coconut milk yogurt. That's one of my favorite things. Throwing in garlic to pretty much everything. I love sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is one of my favorite things. You could just throw that on a fish taco. So get that wild caught fish, which is really high in omega-3s, as I was saying before. It's very beneficial to keep the inflammation down. And you can couple some nice vegetables on there and then have that sauerkraut. That's one of my favorite things to do. And it's part of a whole food detox as well. So from there, I believe that I covered pretty much everything. So what I do recommend, if you are really serious about your athletic performance and you really are serious about being active, say it's for CrossFit competitions or it's for long distance rides, keep the alcohol to a minimum, if not even cease from it. You will start to see that your energy will start to feel better. You will start to see that just because your body is actually starting to get the nutrients that it needs to help repair, that you're going to be sleeping better. So that's what they usually recommend, is don't try to drink alcohol before you go to bed, as I mentioned previously, because it interrupts that REM sleep, and then you're not going to get as much muscle repair as you would want to, as you generally would. to help you recover for the next day. And that's super important, especially if you're an athlete and you're training twice a day. You want to be in as optimal as condition as possible. So I believe that I covered a lot of things here. So I'm just going to do a little recap. So what alcohol does in the body, it can impair liver detoxification. It can deplete you of vital nutrients such as all the B vitamins, and those are responsible for brain power and they're responsible for energy production. It impairs sleep. And also, I believe I talked about it impairs liver detoxification because over time, chronic use can actually create this fatty layer over the liver and it's not functioning properly. So, some of the things that we can do, moringa and beets, I covered those. Those are some of my favorite. Cruciferous vegetables, so cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli rabe is actually one of my favorites. Turnips, rutabaga, you can have a lot of fun with those. Moringa is actually a cruciferous vegetable too. And then doing a safe and healthy 21-day whole food detox. So you're using the power of whole foods. You have good proteins from high quality sources. That can also be plant proteins as well, lentils, tofu, beans, nuts and seeds, things like that, really high in fruits and veggies. And then incorporating sources of probiotics and prebiotics to help repair that gut lining and help to repair the balance of good bacteria to bad bacteria. So, to all of you, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. If you want to know more about helping your athletic performance or getting better energy, losing weight, I would love to meet with you. Please DM me. I have my practice. It's Redeeming Life Nutrition. I work with active individuals that are women to help you lose weight, help you to get more energy, better stamina, and I also help you with a meal prep session each Sunday to help you incorporate some of the recommendations that I make for you. So please, if you are interested in any of those things, I would love to help. Reach out to me, DM me. All right, everybody, again, thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that this was beneficial for everybody and that you learned something today. As I said, I was really excited about delivering this today. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your Friday and have a wonderful weekend. I will see you next week. Take care, everybody. Okay. All right, so this is my first time on live, so I'm trying to figure out how to end this. Okay, stream setup. I guess I'm just going to have to X out of this. Bear with me, everybody. Okay, here we go. I see the end button. All right. To all of you on Facebook, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you did learn a lot today and that you have a wonderful weekend. All right, bye, everybody.